collectors today need to consider. Pressing and dry cleaning comics. If you have a collection that at some point you're likely going to sell, you want to maximize the value of your collection. And the only way to do that is to have it properly pressed and cleaned. In some cases, have some conservation services done. And then, of course, having it graded by a third-party company. That will take all the guesswork out of the book, should you go to sell it down the road. The Comic Doctor has obviously over the last 15 years been able to help a lot of collectors take their collectibles, their comic book collection, books they've had since the 60s or 70s or 80s, catalog them, improve them, encapsulate them. I think the most humbling thing about being the Comic Doctor is that people actually entrust their precious collectibles with me. The main part of my business is giving people peace of mind knowing that, yes, you're going to drop your books off to me, and guess what? You're going to get them back. Hello, guys. Kevin the Comic Doctor here for not a live unboxing, but rather to show off and share with you our new website, which we finally launched this last week. Actually, I think it launched yesterday. So if you're on the website yet, the old website yesterday around 10 o'clock in the morning, well, things weren't working all that great because the new website was migrating over. And I wanted to come on here and I wanted to talk a bit about the website, what you can expect from it. The gentleman who built the website, Adnan from Pixel Paper Creatives, is here, and I'm going to bring him on right now. Is this working or what? Let's see. Oh, there he is. Adnan, how's it going?
Hey, guys. Good. How are you?
Not bad. Well, you were actually here a moment ago, but the your computer was kind of being little.
It was a little bit glitchy. Yeah.
A little glitchy, eh? So you had the pleasure of working with us over the last 6 months, 5 months or so.
Yeah. 5 months of getting to know the Comic Doctor really well and the Comic Doctor process really well, and really trying to help collectors across the board find exactly kind of what they want and making life a little bit easy for everyone. So it's been a very fruitful and amazing process to work with you and the rest of the team at the Comic Doctor, and bring the new start of your new website. So
we'll try. I was kind of resistant to it.
Yeah, I mean it's a big change. We changed everything. There's nothing about the old site that's still there other than the fact that it's you.
It's same website, same web address or URL.
Same web address, correct.
Right.
So that has been basically the crutch of the journey, which was to make sure that you and your story was really front and center, but at the same time we wanted to make sure that we're helping everyone have a better experience overall, and to really sort of tell your story properly, because you've been doing this for so long. That there's so much about you and what you do and the sort of behind the scenes of what you do, and bringing that to life beyond just words and conversation, I think was quite fun.
I don't think actually I've shared the longer video with anybody. Like, people I think have started to see the little 30-second spot. But I don't think people have seen the 2.5 minute. Maybe we can show it tonight. You could maybe on your end.
100%.
Yeah. So we got a few people here today. We got about 10. I don't imagine we're going to get 100 people here because I'm not unboxing anything, just unboxing a new website. But those that did come in today, we're going to give you a little bit of information about how you can get 20% off an upcoming pressing and cleaning submission. So stick around for that. Do you want to maybe share your screen, bring up the website, and maybe take us on a little mini tour and kind of the process of how you kind of structured it and why you structured it the way you did, maybe? Because I mean, you asked questions, but pretty much I kind of gave it to you to kind of.
Yeah, I didn't give you much choice around the board, but
well, there you go.
Yeah, absolutely. So, in a nutshell, the
Oh, I think Adnan is freezing. He's having problems with his computer today.
Across the stream.
Yeah, you've gotten
Yeah.
some. You have some.
No, still here.
Yeah, you're glitching a bit today. I don't know what's going on, but okay, let's see what you can do. Hopefully, we can get through it.
It's probably the Rogers internet, but
Oh,
we'll figure it
all right.
out. Basically the site, the core of the old site was the ability to submit your stuff online so that Kevin can get it. He can start processing, slot you in, and get working on all your products. But the way the site's been designed is that Kevin does a lot more than just comics. He does a lot in the comic world, but he has a lot of other things he works on as well. And then of course there's so much about him that we want to sort of get in and have a look. So the first and foremost is we wanted to capture everything that Kevin does. So as you can see right over here, the front page, we shot a lot of video with Kevin and his team. You can see the brand commercial on the About Us page, which I'll get to in a moment. But we wanted to bring you into the visuals of what goes on in the background. And Kevin's been doing this for over 15 years. So having him share sort of the behind the scenes and working on the big books is something that we really wanted to capture.
Right. Oh, froze again.
And really off the business. Sorry.
Okay.
So capture the really his knowledge of the business. So we wanted to basically have a site that brought into account everything. So you have remnants of the old site. You know, the amazing things that you guys have said about him is right front and center. These are all your testimonials, which are there, and really diving into his business side. So you have his comic experience, the fact that he works with PSA and CGC, and also the fact that he does magazines and he does cards. So you have those elements of his business as well. I'm going to get to the part where people love the most. This is I would say the meat and potatoes of the website. This is what we spend the most amount of time on, and that's the submission process. So when you go to submit now, you have this easy to go portal of the kinds of collectibles that you're working on. So if you have cards, you have comics, you have dedicated submission forms that are dedicated to each of these elements. Now, you have to create an account to be able to see these forms so you can basically be able to track your submissions. So if I were to just show you real quick, this is what like the login page would look like. It would trigger you to log into the site. You put you can go and register an account, which will ask you to provide certain information. And once you log in, it takes you to your own sort of organized portal. This is where you can see all your orders. You can manage your payment methods, your addresses. What this does is it allows you to really focus on where your submissions are at. And I've submitted stuff to Kevin as well. I'm always curious where my stuff is. Sort of this way, I know exactly where my stuff is. It is organized by where it will be in the process. So if he has received your stuff, you will know. If it is in pressing and cleaning, you will know. If it has already been shipped out to for grading, you'll know that step as well. And even up to the point where you will know if your books have been shipped to you, for example, if you have chosen that as an option. Um, so this portal is something that we really, really wanted to work on. And this portal is really the reason why we shifted towards this, where you can have the organized approach. But the submission forms are, I would say, is where the magic happens. So these submission forms are very robust. So I'll take you through the comic one, for example. Comic book submissions are all your stuff gets pre-populated in here, so don't worry. This is just dummy data. If you're having a look, please don't go to this address and try to find me. I'm not there. Um, especially
We got a bit of lag with Adnan there. I don't know if you can
from
hear me or
risk.
not.
I
Oh, there
actually
we go.
love. I actually love when I just
You
I
freeze.
pause and go away because it gives you a moment to think about what I just said.
Yeah.
Am I frozen?
Nope, you're going now.
Yeah. I'm like, oh, all right. Um, Perfect. So here, basically, you can have your comic submissions. You can actually add your individual comics. You can decide what it is that you want to submit for. I will say this: Kevin is in the business of comic pressing, cleaning, conservation, and he does that for other collectibles as well. The way the site is designed is that if you're coming to Kevin, you're coming for work. You're coming for him to work on your books and to get stuff done. So by default, in all of these forms, pressing and cleaning is already inputted at the very lowest level, and then depending on the value of your book, you can adjust that. For example, if you are here, you do Amazing Fantasy 15. Well, you would just say
15?
Amazing Fantasy, and then 15 is the issue number. I have no idea what the date is actually. Kevin, do you know the date?
1963.
63?
62? 63, I believe. No, 62, I think. I always get
62.
mixed up between that and Fantastic Four number 1. I think it's 62.
62,
FF1 is
right?
61, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
63 is, yeah, 61, 62. Yeah.
So we're going to do, we don't
Am I
know
right, guys?
we'll just assume your book is a decent copy. Let's say it's 15 grand. Now, when you put in your fair market value, you can decide whether you want this to be an emergency. I wouldn't, but and then is your comic book slabbed? Yeah, no, it's not slabbed. Do you want grading required for it? Sure. You want grading? Yes, CGC. And then you can decide. You want custom label? No, you don't need it. Is it autograph authentication? No, it's not. And then you have a number for your submission. It's going to feel like, I know for most folks, and I speak from personal experience, that I send my stuff in, I trust Kevin through the nose exactly on what I'm going to get, and I know that he delivers on everything he does, and he's very fair in his pricing, and he's very transparent. This takes transparency to another level. You know exactly what you're in for. So you know the number that is associated with your book. So I wanted you to know that this is something that is a part of how we are operating, that you know exactly how much your submission is going to cost. So this here is the submission cost for your book. And after that, based on what you have picked, if you have CGC costs, you know what those are, the handling fees that CGC charges, the brokerage fees that are incurred to do business in the US, and then you have your total service costs. Of course, you can decide to drop comic books in over here, or you can ask to get it shipped, or you can have your order shipped back to you or picked up at the comic doctor's office. So if you do shipping, there will be a shipping charge, which is then incorporated into the form itself.
What's interesting,
And then,
one thing you said that I really like is that pressing and cleaning and conservation is the primary business.
correct.
You know, offering grading to whoever is secondary. You know, we do it, but it's secondary. Our primary business is pressing, cleaning, conservation of your collectibles, and we are going to offer the grading, but you don't have. I mean, that said, you could just do the pressing and cleaning, and then get your books back, and then submit them on your own through your own account, or through a different provider if you want, or if you want, we can of course do the whole thing if you want us to. So, anyways,
Absolutely.
yeah.
So everything is very straightforward. You know exactly what you're getting into. You check off the terms and conditions, and basically this takes you to the e-commerce portal. You know exactly what your submission is, you know your details, you enter your credit card information, and then you go and place your order. It's very simple, very straightforward. But the beauty of this is actually how it works in the back end. And I wanted to show you that real quick. So when you have your account, and you go into orders, well, I don't have any orders right now. Maybe I can't submit that because then I will owe Kevin
$1,000. Do it.
$1,000 for a mysterious
An AF-15 you don't know.
But you don't know exactly. Basically, what you would have here is your orders would show up in this box, and the beauty of having your orders show up there is it'll actually show you the status of your submission. So if you submitted, it'll say order received, and as Kevin processes it and makes it go down the funnel, basically, you will continue to get updates. You will continue to have it here, and you will continue to get email updates as well as he processes your order through. So that is in a nutshell what we were trying to achieve. Now, I did want to talk about something. This was a labor of love, and a lot of time from Kevin to really nail down costs and those kinds of things. I haven't officially done a proper calculation of this yet, but the combinations, the permutations of the various choices that are available in these forms are in the thousands, maybe hundreds of thousands, and the math that goes beyond this is just silly is a very, very polite way to put it. It's a very crazy number. Um, the beauty of this whole process has been that Kevin has really broken down what each collectible would incur, has really been fair with shipping. In hindsight, looking at how these different collectibles are put together, and we have also done things to make it efficient for everyone. So, for example, in comics, if you were to submit comics, you can only submit a maximum of 25 comics in the comic book forum. There's a reason for that. At 25 comics, you get the most bang for your buck for shipping. And if you then start submitting 26, 27, it actually becomes more and more expensive because they ship it in a separate like a separate box, like a container. So, so we have done everything to help maximize the value for the end consumer, and really keep costs in mind. Because at the end of the day, you guys are spending good money on getting your collectibles protected, and Kevin wants to make sure that you have the best service possible. Now, this is the bones of the site. This is what the site's made for, and this is what we spend time really building. I want to show you a few other things that are on the site that I think would be really, really cool for you to have a look at. So
Oh, froze again on us. He'll come back.
You can now learn more himself. So before, he really didn't talk much about himself other than Am I here?
Yeah, I kind of jabbering in and out a little bit, kind of jumping in and out.
Yeah, it's all good. So this is the brand video. I don't know if I played, can everyone hear it?
I think so.
All right, let's try it.
Try it. There's two types of people like comic books. Those that like story and like to read, and those who like to look at pictures. I was really drawn to the artwork. So many of my early comic books, I never read them. I would just flip through them really quickly and take in all the artwork that was being shown to me. Cleaning and pressing books, I had no idea what that even was. But when I started back into comic book collecting, and there's a thing called the internet that brought me even deeper to the world of comics, I discovered there was this technique known as pressing that could actually improve the condition of a comic book. So, I've always been into antique refinishing, whether it be wood or metals or what have you. And so it was, I want to try to make my comic books look better. So I just started pressing and cleaning comic books just for myself. It wasn't a business. It was just me improving my own comic books. And then I guess that's the origin of the Comic Doctor.
Every collector wants their collection to be the most it can be. Almost, I'd say 95% of the time. Every comic needs a press. We take out the wrinkles and imperfections in a comic. We try to get it to the best condition that particular book can get. So if you're getting it graded for monetary value, or even for your collection, why not get it in that best shape it can be? Well, most places have one presser. We have three, and all three of us look over almost every book. I think it's a benefit.
There are a lot of YouTube videos out there and like blog posts where you can read up and think, oh, I'm going to go and do this. You can try it, and then very soon you'll figure out it's not that easy. It takes an incredible amount of patience, and it does take a lot of skill. I do have a conservation background. I know how a paper is made, how a book is put together, how the ink is made, or how the ink is put on the paper, the whole entire process. Professionals know how the chemical reaction that's happening on the book, and what if I were to press the book, what can the heat do to the book, or the pressure from the press can do. It does take a lot of experience to know what a book actually needs.
With me, what you see is what you get. What you see is what you get. I don't make promises I can't keep. I want people to come in here and have a good experience. Very humbling that people trust us. And I take that very seriously. So, you're going to get top-notch service, obviously. You're going to get communication. You're going to get what you came for. You're going to get your books pressed, cleaned, graded, and back in your hands safely. You know, we do take our time with the items here, the collectibles, whether it be comics, magazines, or trading cards. Yeah, the proof's in the pudding. Again, been here for 15 years, and I'm not going to speed things up. Going to slow things down and make sure everybody's comics, magazines, and cards are done properly. Wow, look at that.
Yeah. You can imagine how much effort and time it took to get to these three to sit and talk and get the story out there. But it's very important because you don't get to see the behind the scenes.
I stream with Adnan all the time, and we never have problems like this. And of course, the time we go and do this, his system is freezing up on us. Hopefully, he'll pop back to us in just a second. My biggest complaint was wearing my hair. Hated my hair. And I couldn't stand my shirt. Anyways, you were kind of stuttering there again, Adnan. Sorry.
No worries. It's honestly, it's just the internet. It was pretty awesome to get their stories finally in perspective. You get to see the behind the scenes and the kind of books that people really work on, and really the site is there for your perusal. Like it is as transparent as it can get. Like if you look at our menus and you look at our pages, everything is there. Every tier, every cost that's associated with it. You will even notice that the conservation services, like it's there night and day. And then the shipping, like I would spend a little time in the FAQs for the various different pages, especially on the grading pages. You get a sense of, how much does it cost to actually ship. So all of those details are there for you to have a look at. And critically, I would say spend some time actually communicating with the doctor as well. So while the site is meant to make life easy for everybody, or it's really thinking of your collectibles as a whole, contact the comic doctor. Like he has made it very simple where you can, drop on in, have an appointment booked, get in touch with him via email. The system has been made in such a way that you can reach the doctor for Silker. So that's it from me. I mean, I thoroughly enjoyed building the site. It was nice to get the story there. Having worked with Kevin on my own collectibles, it was just nice to see the full story of the doctor come to life. And I hope that this will actually add value to all of you guys who are wanting to submit books and get your stuff out there. As Kevin, well, I'll let Kevin share about the great promo he has going on right now.
Yeah, well, I did show the I'll move this. How do I get rid of this now? I think I just go like this. Boop. Yeah, I have I did show the video when the stream started, but I'll show it again. It takes like 12-14 seconds basically, and there was a little ticker that came above it too. Where the heck is it? My gosh. Comments, media assets. There we go. Everything is so messed up today. Here we go. Check this out, guys. 15 seconds. Yeah, so basically, until February the 21st, and it doesn't say that on that ad just yet, but it will. Until February the 21st, go on over to the website, the new website, www.thecomicdoctor, or just comicdoctor.com. That'll get you there too. Fill out a register your account. And by the way, I'm not going to be if you register an account, you're not going to be receiving like spam emails from me. That's not what I'm all about. If you want to get those types of emails from me, register for the newsletter. And even that, I might send 1 or 2 a year. So if you want to, you can register for the newsletter there. That's separate. It is separate, right? The newsletter and the registering of the website.
Yeah, it's so the website one is in the account. In fact, let me share my screen again real quick. I think you have the, yeah, perfect. So if you want to create an account, you can go right here, this little icon on the top next to the menu, or you can go right there that goes to my account. So once you go to my account, you can, if you're not logged in, it'll allow you to register. If you're um,
You know what I think this is, by the way? I don't think this is Adnan's system. I think this is StreamYard, because I'm noticing even when I put on the when I
wanting
type
to
in a
join the
message,
newsletter, but
it's I'm just saying that I don't think it's your internet. I think it's StreamYard.
I think so. I mean, like on my end, the like website was loading. I just think it's either way. If you want to join the newsletter, just go to the bottom of any page. Yeah, you'll see the join newsletter button right there,
Nice.
and that'll open up your submission form so that folks can join.
Yeah.
And get it going.
And the newsletter guys, when I get off my butt and actually make newsletters, I do from time to time. It's usually to announce news. I'll be sending one out soon to announce the new website, and I'll mention where I might be, or where we're going to be, for shows and things like that, or any upcoming promotions or what have you, or events at the shop. That's through the newsletter. But if you want to register an account to make submissions, that's a different place. And that if Adnan scrolls up, he'll show you where that is, right where you go submit. Yeah, right there, that little doohickey there. That's how you set up an account. So if you set up an account and you put in a submission before or by February 21st, you can enjoy 20% off your pressing and cleaning submission. And it's automatically taken off, right? Advance is done. It's done at the checkout. It's off.
Absolutely. Yeah. The 20% off is applied automatically onto all submissions. So just do your submission and the 20% will be there for you.
Okay. So yeah, take advantage of that. And also, if you wouldn't mind, you know what? Look around the website and try different things out. And if you notice anything,
yeah,
please, any problems or issues or things that don't seem quite right, let me know, and I'll yell at Adnan. No, I won't yell at him, but I'll let him know what's going on, because you know what? It was a massive site, and Adnan pretty much built that thing on his own. So, and all that math that he was doing, he was mentioning, was driving him crazy. I know it was, and he spent days, testing it and whatever. But there's always, there can always be glitches or spelling errors and things like that. So if you happen to see something, please let us know or let me know, and we'll fix it. I'd certainly appreciate that as a new website.
Yeah, 100%. Anything you guys see, we're always open to feedback. It's like I said, it was one to support the doctor and his growth and his evolution. At the same time, it was also about supporting all of you through your submissions and stuff like that. So if there's anything you come up that it doesn't feel right to you, please let us know. And yeah.
If you want to submit at the Toronto Comic Book Show with 20% off, you have to go through the website. Like, submit through the website, then you can drop your comics off at the show. You can do that, no problem. Yeah, I don't really have a promotion at the show. I have a Valentine's Day promotion. You know what I might do? I might do the Valentine's Day promotion at the show. If you're there, that's 14% off. But if you want the 20, the whole point is to get people onto the website, work it, try it out, test it out. I'm really wanting people to do that. It would be a great help to us, and that's kind of why we're also giving that promotion. Yeah. All right. So thanks, Robin. Appreciate that question. Any other questions, guys? Happy to take them. Oh, and by the way, if you are looking to have a website built, this guy's for hire. And not only websites, right? What else do you do?
I do branding and marketing. So if you have anything, we are a full service agency, so we can tackle everything from, going and building your brand name, your logo, all the way to websites. We do construction, we do 3D printing, we do a whole bunch of stuff. So anything branding and marketing, our organization can do. And I appreciate the shout out, Kevin. Thank you.
No problem. And Adnan's link for his website's down in the information section below. Give him a holler. Adnan is a fantastic fellow to work with. He's very responsive. He's also very attentive and also very eager to please. What I mean by that, if you have a question or concern, he wants to make sure it's addressed, and he's very organized in that way. So if you are looking for a new website, and I tell you, I'm not saying it's an easy thing, especially if you have a website and you want to jump into a new one. Yeah, it's scary, because I've had that other website since 2011, and it has served me well. But I think the main reason Adnan was trying to sell me on a new website a long time ago, because I'd complain about things like, so much paperwork. I get the orders in, then I gotta take the orders, then I gotta bill the orders, then I gotta do the CGC, and then bill the orders for the CG. And I was billing people 3 times sometimes, and it was just such a waste of time. Oh, Adnan left. I wonder if he got kicked off or not. Maybe he'll come back. And so it was really hard to. I really wanted to kind of streamline things a bit. Oh, he's back. There he is. There he is. There you are. How you doing?
I'm pretty sure it's StreamYard. It's not.
I'm pretty sure it's StreamYard, because the reason why I think it's StreamYard is when I go and type, like if I say something in the chat, it's not instant. Usually it's like instantaneous.
Yeah.
But it takes about 3 seconds for the comment to go.
Do you want to know what's funny? You were on the sentence of Adnan is very attentive, and poof, the screen goes, and I'm like,
there he is. But he is. That's the one thing I can really certainly say about you, Adnan, is that you're very, when you set your mind to something, you really work hard to get it just right, and you're always wanting feedback to make sure everything we're on the same page, which was very appreciated. Because again, I did not want to do it. I was totally happy with the website we had. Last year, I don't even want to say how much I spent to update the form. Just my old, if you guys remember the old PDF forms that would spit out, I kind of like those forms still. But regardless, Adnan's created new forms for this one. But the lady who was working on it said, I fixed it, but it could corrupt and crash at any moment. Because it was old PHP, is that what they call it?
Yeah, it was using old, like your CMS was still the same, but it was using very old technology. And and the interesting part about technology is, like, you can iterate, but sometimes you can add on, and sometimes you have to do the foundational bare bones work again to meet the needs of whatever it is. And I just think your site had gone there too long. Needed to just needed to get.
It needed a boost, and
it needed to go to Florida and retire, basically.
Yeah. So. But again, saying goodbye to it was hard, and I'm a little bit. I wouldn't say nervous. I'm not nervous about the structural. How strong this site is. I'm not worried about that at all. I'm more worried about me. Got to know all the back end stuff, because I'll be doing a lot more work, it seems like, in the back end on this site, and that's a little daunting or scary, I guess, but I'm sure I'll be fine.
Yeah, no, everything has been made in such a way, and I've shown this to Kevin a few times. Of course, I'm here, Kevin. I'm not running away.
No. And that's the other thing too, Adnan. When we built the site and we negotiated a price. We also built in a monthly, what do you want to call it? It's not a service, but maybe it's a service, but a monthly.
It's like a maintenance package. Yeah.
Yeah. So something goes wrong. Hey, Adnan, blah, blah, blah. It's, and it's hopefully taken care of. So, I mean, that to me is priceless, because, having somebody on the back end to make sure those things are all taken care of is crucial. So again, thank you very much for everything, Adnan.
No, it's my pleasure. I enjoyed working on it, and I have a very strong philosophy. It's like, it's important that it's important that I bring to the table exactly what I promise, and I'm glad that we delivered. To be honest, when we got into this, we didn't know how crazy it was going to get, and I'm glad that we went on a wonderful journey to really just really make this happen. So again,
so thank you very much. Guys, I'm not going to stand here long. Again, it was just a quick video to come on here live stream and introduce Adnan, introduce the new site. I can say goodbye to you now, Adnan. If you want to stick around, you're more than welcome to. But you want to take off? You can take off as well.
Happy to stick around. If anyone has any other questions, please let me know. Happy to take them now as well. And
David has a question here. He says, when we drop off books, are you still doing the paper invoice? See, I told you, Adnan. Or will you put everything into the computer when we are there? Okay. So, David. Hey, David, how's it going? A couple of things. Yeah, I have paper. Of course, I've got paper, but I am trying to get away from it. I am installing 2 computer stations at the shop so that when you come in, you can log in, do everything there, and all you got to do is submit. And then, and the payment's taken, because if you guys know now, I take payment when you come. Now, the problem with that is it's very clunky. My system's very clunky. So it takes time. But if you were there and you can either do this at home before you come, or you can do it at the shop on the computer screens there. And then once it's done, you can submit. Now, I know David likes to do the pre-screen stuff. And the pre-screen stuff, you don't charge because we don't know what the charges are going to be. So something like that, David, then we would do a paper invoice, obviously. And then yours wouldn't change too much. However, if you do have items that are going straight through, that's where the things get a little bit sticky. And how much how many different variations can you do? Can you do pre-screening and then straight to CGC, or press these 3, don't press those 3? It becomes very hairy. I guess we're going to figure that out as we go. And if things require attention, then we'll go back and look at the forms and maybe add to them or make amendments. But we'll see.
And I will just add in, like, the forms are very simple. Like, they're very, very simple. And as Kevin mentioned, that there will be computers at the shop as well. So you could do your processing and all there. The beauty of having the website, and this is the value proposition for the end consumer, is that you get to have your entire process tracked. Is by doing the paper copies and all, you're kind of piecemealing that process again, and then it's very hard to track, especially during like the busy periods. So the website actually gives you full control of your order, and you get to see exactly what you've committed to, and you get to see, I would say, the status of where your books are at in a very like micro level, like it's at grading right now, for example. What I would recommend is that still come in, especially if you're doing that pre-screening process, just come into Kevin, show him your books, get the feedback that you need for your submissions, and then give it a go. And if you feel uncomfortable or anything like that, I would definitely use the computers at the shop and start to fill out your submissions. This is going to be a learning process for a lot of people, but the forms are very simple and they're very straightforward. And once you do your first submission, you'll actually get a hang of that entire process. So definitely, if you feel comfortable, come into the shop, like maybe the first time, second time, and try to do your submissions at the shop. That way you can get some feedback as well. I may personally even be at the shop this Saturday. So if you want to just come by, if you have any questions, I'm happy to give you some feedback. But yeah, it is a very straightforward process, and over time, the beauty of this is going to be that as Kevin evolves his own business as well, by adding in new things, like he's going to have leaf casting very soon, which is very, very exciting. This will actually give him more of bandwidth to shift from, if I'm being very honest, from paperwork to the actual working on your books and getting stuff done, reducing wait times, trying to get the turnaround as quickly as possible. So I would definitely ask if folks can give it a go and see how it is. We are trying to eliminate the paper process as much as possible.
We are. But again, with things like pre-screening and things like that, there are clients, like David is one of those fellas that likes to do the pre-screens. Something like that would obviously at this point would have to go with the old-fashioned paper route. Also signature series, obviously, you all know how that goes. We have a signature series go and check out the signature series section of the website too, and kind of peruse it and check it out. But as you know, I'm not going to be able to pre-fill our forms with every single event at CGC. So what's going to happen is you're going to submit it, and then there's not going to be you're not going to be billed until I bill you personally. That's just kind of the way it is. Certain things like that, and similar to and maybe we will add a pre-screen. Honestly, that's one thing that kind of slipped my mind. We probably could have done a pre-screen option too, because when you do that, it automatically would not charge you, because we can't charge you until we know what we are charging you. But yeah, we'll figure all that as we go, David. It's still new, but thanks. Great question. Adam asked the question: 3 book minimum for each submission, 3 book minimum for grading. If you want to submit 1 book, we'll clean and press 1 book all day long. But if you want to send stuff to CGC, we ask for a 3 book minimum, just because the paperwork and the tracking, it's pretty what's what I'm looking for? Nighttime's bad for me. Daytime's bad for me too, Adnan. It's very daunting. It's a lot of paperwork, obviously, right? So we ask that, for CGC, a 3 book minimum, but for pressing and cleaning alone, 1 book, 2 books, 20 books, whatever you like. And then Haggart, Colin says, Adnan, have you ever worked on branding for streaming?
Yeah, I have done some work for branding and streaming. Having like the virtual backgrounds is like the easiest one. And funny enough, in the last little while,
guys, again, we do apologize for the streaming. It's the site.
Yeah. So we're actually getting into creating, studio setups now for like for stuff. So I'm looking at offering that as a solution for some folks.
Good job,
Sathari
Supreme.
Who knows? Give him a nice comic theme like backdrop. So.
Good question. Thanks. So if you want to get a hold of Colin, if you want to get a hold of Adnan to talk later, his contact information is down in the information section below, and I'm sure you could ask as many questions as you like. I'm sure he'd be happy to answer. And then this is an interesting point. Crescent says, can't wait for PSA comic submissions. Fingers crossed. Well, we do have PSA comic submissions already, but remember, unlike CGC, PSA have been unwilling to combine tier shipping. So because of that, they've priced us out. As Canadians, it's extremely expensive to ship their books from California here. We all know that PSA Canada is not yet taking comics, and when they start, that could be a game changer, but they're not there yet, and we're not sure when that's going to happen. So in the meantime, we have PSA grading right now. The only difference is once we send your books to PSA and the books get shipped from PSA to you directly. They don't come back to me. And the shipping charges for PSA are very different than the shipping charges for CGC, because whatever it costs to ship your books to PSA, that's what you'll be paying. Now, we have discounted rates. So, for example, if you send 10 comics to PSA in California, it's probably going to cost you like $40 Canadian to get them there. And then I believe PSA, and you can check, by the way, this is all on my website. You can check this out. This is all there. Adnan put it all on there. PSA to you is then whatever PSA charges. I'm not making any money. Whatever PSA charges is what you get charged. And so, we can do it for you. No problem. But the shipping is kind of more in PSA's hands, not in ours. I did try, guys. I tried to have them, combine shipping to bring the prices down. They were not.
Just to give everyone some context, as a third party in this whole thing, we went and compared everything under the sun to try to figure out what would work. Like, for example, for comics, it's cheaper for PSA to ship it directly to you rather than get it to Kevin and then get it to you. That just costs more money. And on the flip side, for the cards, because of PSA Canada and the setup, it is actually cheaper for Kevin to get it and then send it to you. So we went through the various different iterations
for Canadian
orders.
Yeah.
American orders are always shipped directly to the American customer, because that's just the cheapest shipping. But we did evaluate cards. So even cards, getting it shipped to you from California was more expensive than it coming to Kevin in a larger box, and going through PSA Canada. That setup. So it's, I will say that hopefully PSA Canada starts taking comics and magazines and other things, and the shipping will dramatically drop. But as Kevin said, it is there. It's very transparent. You put in your comics, you'll see exactly what the submission costs are, and all the details around shipping and it being per tier or being per process. Like, have a look in the grading pages that are there for each comic magazine cards. Everything's there in the FAQs, so you can look at exactly what the numbers are and how they're translating. And kudos to Kevin. He's not making any money out of shipping, trust me, and he is
I'm actually probably I'm not even joking, guys, when I say this to you. We were talking about this before the show. Where it comes to cards right now, I'm probably going to lose money. Why are you doing it, Kevin? Because I'm trying to build it up, and I'll give it a few months, and then I'm gonna. If it doesn't pick up, then I will just stop doing certain. I'll maybe just do bulk tiers only, and that'll be that, or high value cards. But for now, we'll give it a shot and see how it goes. And when I say I'm losing, I'm not losing millions of dollars, guys. But I'm going to lose a few bucks each time I do it. I'm trying to stay competitive and and give it a shot, right? That's what I'm trying to do. But they just don't. They won't. If they would combine the tiers, it would be so much easier. But they won't do it. So, I'm at the mercy of their policies, and I'm just trying to work within that realm. And I did. And for those people that did send cards with me so far to PSA, I thank you for your patience too, because it has been haphazard to say the least, because I was getting mixed information. I'm going to say it. I was getting mixed information from them. They would tell me they would do one thing for me, and then they would do the complete opposite. And I was getting really exorbitant prices, charges from FedEx, only because I was applying what I experienced with CGC to PSA. I figured they would be kind of the same. They'd follow the same rules. And when I explained to them what I needed to make it work, they kind of said, yeah, we can do that. But then they couldn't follow through on it. And again, I wish they would have told me initially, no, we can't do that. It's not going to happen. But they didn't. They kind of said they could do it, but it just didn't work out. One box would come right. The other box, two or three boxes would be sent incorrectly. And it was very, I've got one box right there, for example, with one card in it. And that one box cost me $155, right? So, it is what it is. It's a learning curve, to say the least.
Yeah.
And we'll keep trying, and we'll see how it goes. That's all we can do. Oh, we'll get some more questions here. Go ahead, Pat. Yeah, go ahead.
And a quick reply to Haggard the Great. For sure. I look forward to continuing the conversation.
Excellent. Sathari says, have to bring you my cards for PSA when I'm back for my trip. Do I need to do a new submission form with the updated site? If you already did a form with the old site, you have that form, you can bring it in, I suppose. But if you haven't done a form yet, then that probably the best idea would be to go to the site and do a new form. That way everything's tracked properly. And by the way, I got about 100 subs right beside me here in my filing system, and none of the tracking on any of these will work now. So just so you know, this website kind of supersedes everything. And if you need information about an order from September till now, you're going to have to give me a holler. Although we're pretty much ahead of schedule, so everything's kind of going pretty good. Yeah. CGC's not ahead of schedule, but we are.
Also, if you have old submissions but you haven't dropped off your stuff, one big benefit of submitting through the new site is you can take advantage of the 20% off for pressing and cleaning.
Yes.
So Kevin will just close his eyes and ignore what the cost was before and just do what it is now.
You know what? I know Valentine's Day was coming. We wanted to do a Valentine's Day sale, so we had it for 14% off, and that's out there still in the ether. And then Adnan's like, let's drop the site Tuesday. I said, well, I just did it. Okay. So anyways, I'm going to take down the Valentine's Day sale and then just have the website sale going. It's 20%. And 20% like the most I think I've ever given. I maybe one time when I was crazy had a 25%. I think maybe, but I don't even remember that, to be honest. I think 20 is the most I've ever given. It's usually 10, sometimes 15, very rarely 20. But so yeah, take advantage of that. And then Robin says, what is your Canada versus US customer ratio? Oh, well, way more Canadians than Americans, of course. But we do have a healthy American clientele. I just got 2 boxes this week from the United States. So I think that submissions in general have softened over the last year, starting to pick up again. It was really, it's a very strange market out there, guys. Okay, so for every 10 Canadian submissions, I probably get 3, maybe 4 American submissions. That makes sense? 70-30, 60-40, depends. The thing with the Americans, they like to send a lot of books. When they do send the books, they send a lot. Like they'll send 30 books, 40 books, 50 books. Most Canadian subs are, 7, 8, 15 tops, but whatever. It is what it is. But I can tell you, taking submission from the United States isn't as daunting or as difficult as people might think. And remember, if you do submit 10 books or more, I will cover your shipping label to get them here. And for American clients, this has become a very, and for Canadian clients on the other side of the country in the Maritimes or Quebec, or in Central Canada, hey, you know what? I can get my comics to you for free. Sweet. And so you get a UPS label or a FedEx shipping label or a Purolator label free of charge with 10 comics or more. And you know what? I'll even honor that with the 20% off. I shouldn't be doing that because that's, yeah. But anyways, let's do it. That's going to end soon. 21st is around the corner. Now watch today. I get 2,000 orders. I go, probably not, but you never know. Okay. Well, that's it. I think there's other questions, guys. If you are going to be at the Toronto Comic Book Show, we will be there on Sunday in the foyer. Yeah, that's right. Rob is putting us in the foyer, which is much better because there's light in the foyer. And one of the biggest complaints everyone has when they drop off comics at the Toronto Comic Book Show is, my gosh, it's so dark, we can't see the comics. So we're going to be in the foyer. That's what I've been told on Sunday. So we'll see you there for that. You can join some of the Comic Doctor team there. And then that's this at the Monte Casino Event Center this Sunday. Again, our new website is launched, 20% off until the 21st. If you're coming to the show on Sunday and you want to get that 20% off, go to the website, fill out the form, do the whole thing, and just come and drop your comics off. They'll be paid for, ready to rock and roll. Yeah. Now I'm also doing free pre-screening at the show. So that's a bit of a, well, they could do it on the phone, right?
Yeah, or what you could do, if you guys really wanted to, you could do it on the phone. Honestly, like the website is totally mobile friendly. What you could also do is you can come to the show, get your pre-screening done with Kevin. Should you have any really oh my god, I don't know what I'm doing, and then just if you're comfortable, you can just leave your comics there. You can fill out the form. At least that way, Kevin has your books and he can always have a look. You can make some notes, or you can take your books back. And if you have 10, and if Kevin is he's open to the idea of getting your books shipped to him, you have that option as well. But bring a pre-screen if you really are not sure.
Yeah, guys, if you're new at it, or you want me to look over your books first, or you want one of us to look over your books first, don't go through this. Register an account. Go in there and register an account. Sign up, and then I'm wondering if I could bring a computer there. I don't know if I have power there or not. That might be interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure we can figure something out.
Yeah, maybe I'll try that. I don't know. We'll see. We'll figure something out. But I never even thought of that. If you have your cell phone with you, you can do the submission right there with your cell phone. And it's done. Now, once they do a submission, will they get an email with the breakdown and all that?
It does. So as soon as you do a submission, you get a breakdown of the books that you have submitted. If you're planning to ship the books, or you're planning to drop it off at the Comic Doctor HQ, make sure you print that email out. The instructions are there in the email. It actually tells you the exact address to ship it to, the exact address to drop it off to. Those are all in that email. And funny enough, as your books go through the process, you actually get updated emails to tell you that it's in a certain space.
Okay.
So it's super transparent and super clear that way.
Nice. Okay. So I guess the answer to that earlier question is, will you get 20% off at the show? I guess, yeah, you can. So
Loophole,
is.
guys. Loophole.
Yeah, I'm going to think about a way. I'm not sure if I've got power. If I've got power, I could probably bring a computer system with me and people can sit there and type it all out. And I'll, of course, bring forms for like pre-screening and any signature series stuff you might have as well, too. Okay. Yeah. Dave, how you doing, Dave? Does a 20% plated card? Yes, it does. My most expensive card as a Calvin Johnson downtown is on its way down from down under. Excellent. Yeah, it does. It does 20% off everything. All pressing and cleaning, right?
Yeah, all pressing and cleaning across the board.
Yeah, magazines, cards, the works. So bring it on in. All right. Listen, guys, thanks so much for popping by. We will be back. You know what? I'll be back in an hour. I have a lot of boxes here. I have to.
He's got a lot.
I have a lot of boxes. I have like 7.
Every time we would have a meeting, he would have a box come in. So
yeah, I have to show some more books. So I'll be back in an hour. I'm going to take a bit of a break, and then I'll come back and share some comics with you guys. So don't go anywhere. And then you might even see me tomorrow as well, depending how energetic I feel. And I don't feel energetic at all. I rarely anymore. But anyways, Adnan, thank you so much for popping by. And again, to everybody else, please go over to our website, check it out, fill out a form, or at least register your name. You do create an account at the website, so you're ready to rock and roll when it's time to make a submission. That's all I need to say. And again, Adnan, thank you so much. And you might see Adnan, or are we having some kind of gala thing on 2 Saturdays from now?
Yeah, I think on the 21st, we're just gonna celebrate. We're just gonna, if you're available, come down to shop. Nothing formal. We're just gonna celebrate, the fact that Kevin has had a new website. It's also the last day for you to submit to get your 20%. So take advantage of the fact that you can come in store and drop off books. And really just celebrate this new sort of chapter of his and his team. Just come on in. Just
maybe Nupur will be there too.
Yeah.
I'll invite her. So I'll put out guys, if you don't follow me on Facebook or follow the Comic Doctor on Facebook, please do so. I'll put an invite there so you'll know all the details for February the 21st gathering at the Comic Doctor office in Oshawa, where the team will be there to say hi and do some pre-screening for you. All right. Okay, guys, that's it for us. Guys, thanks so much. See you in an hour. Adnan, if you want to log in later, you'll see me later. Until then, have a great night.
See you guys. Have a good one.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.